afternoon, class. How are you? How's everything? In our last class, we discussed about meaning of soil, importance of soil. We also look at the factors that determine soil formations and also the components of soil. This afternoon, we are going to look at the types of soil that we have. There are three major types of soil. These are sandy soil, clay soil, and loamy soil. That is, in some textbooks, you can come across different types of soil, like seeds, like gravel, like fine sand. All these, they are under these three types of soil that I've just mentioned above. So majorly, we have three types of soil: the sandy soil, the clay soil, and the loamy soil. Sandy soil. A soil is said to be sandy if the proportion of sand particles in a sample of the soil is high. That is, you can refer to a soil as a sandy soil if you observe that the quantity of sand particles in that sample of soil is higher than the clay particles and the organic particles. So in that case, you can refer to that land as sandy soil. Now let's look at characteristics of sandy soil. One, it has big particles. That is, it contains sharp particles that are very big, that are very coarse in nature. It contains stones that are very big. That's what we call sandy soil. Two, it has good aeration. That is, the movement of air within the sandy soil is very fast because sandy soil has what we call large pore spaces, which enable the air to move freely within the soil. So the aeration level of sandy soil is very good. Three, it is coarse in texture. That is, very sharp. It is rough in texture. If you put it on your palm and you rub it with your thumb, you'll be feeling the sharpness or the coarseness of the particles in the soil, in the sandy soil. Four, it is porous. That is, it has large openings where water or liquid materials can quickly drain out. So sandy soil is very porous. That is why when it rains, it easily drain out. That is, the water easily drain out of the soil samples or soil particles because of large pore spaces that it contains. Five, it drains water quickly. That is, it releases water quickly compared to other types of soil, and this happens as a result of large pore spaces that it possesses. Six, it dries out quickly. That is, if you add liquid materials to the sandy soil, after some hours or some minutes, it's required that it dries out because the movement of air move faster within the soil particles, and that enables the soil to dry within a short period of time. It contains little organic matter. That is, the nutrient materials in the sandy soil is very small, and that is why that if you cultivate sandy soil to plant crops, it's why that the crop will not produce very well. Although the crop is going to germinate and grow, but the growth will not be that rapid compared to the one you have on a loamy soil, because sandy soil usually contains little content of organic matter. So these are some of the characteristics of sandy soil. Now let's look at the second, which is clay soil. A soil is said to be clayey if the proportion of clay in the sample of soil is high. That is, if the proportion of clay materials in a sample of soil is higher than sandy and organic material, that soil is said to be clayey in nature. Let's look at characteristics of clay soil. One, it has small particles. That is, it contains small particles. It doesn't have particles like that of a sandy soil. So it contains small particles that exist within the soil sample. It is smooth in texture. That is, when clay soil is in dry form, it is very smooth in texture. It has good and fine texture when it is dry. It is poorly aerated. That is, the movement of air in the clay soil is very poor because clay soil contains little pore spaces, little openings, tiny openings, and that makes it difficult for the air to move within the soil. That's why that aeration is very poor in clay soil. It does not dry out quickly. That is, it does not dry out, it does not release water quickly like sandy soil, because immediately it absorb water, the water remain in there because of tiny spaces that it contains. It take it time before it is dry off. It is not porous, so it can retain water for a longer period of time because there's no more spaces where the water can penetrate out of the clay soil. It is sticky and moldy when wet. That is, when it has contact with moisture, with water, it is sticky. So you can use it to mold something or to cast something when it is wet. That is one of the qualities of clay soil. It does not support leaching. What is leaching? Leaching is the washing down of the soil nutrients beyond the reach of the plant roots. So leaching very occur in sandy soil, but it does not occur in clay soil because there is no easy penetration of soil nutrient or soil water from the clay soil, because clay soil contain tiny pore spaces, and because of that it makes it absorb the water stay there for a longer period of time, though sometimes the water might not be available for the plant use, but at the same time it will not leave the soil, it will not leave the clay soil with the nutrients, so it does not support nutrients, but rather it support what we call water logging. The third types of soil is what we call loamy soil. Loamy soil is a mixture of sandy and clay particles with high proportion of organic matter. It is more fertile than either clay or sandy soil. That is, loamy soil is a type of soil that consists of sand particles, clay particles, and organic matters. Organic matters are formed from the dead plant and animals. So the combination of these three particles that form loamy soil. And the addition of organic matter in the composition of loamy soil is what make it to be fertile than other types of soil, and that is why that the farmer prefer to make use of loamy soil when it comes to propagation of crops, because it contains high level of organic matter or nutrients that the crop require for their growth. Characteristics of loamy soil. 1. It has good and moderate pore spaces. That is, it has good openings, moderate openings, where water and air moves within the soil, and that makes this available for the plant use. It does not have large pore spaces like that of a sandy soil, or tiny ones like that of a clay soil. So it has good spacing where the plant roots can absorb nutrients and can absorb soil water for a longer period of time for their growth and production. It is well aerated, that is, the movement of air within the loamy soil is very good. So because of that, it control and reduce the rate of soil temperature on the root of plants. It retains water for plant growth, that is, it helps the plant to store water which they can use for their growth. So it doesn't release water easily, and for it doesn't hold water that are not available for plants like that of a clay soil. So it holds the water and make it available for the plant for a longer period of time in order to aid their growth and their production. 4. It has high content of organic matter. That is, the organic matter of the loamy soil is very high. It contains a lot of organic matter, a lot of soil nutrients, and that is why that it promotes the growth of plants and the growth of plants on the farm, because the plant need organic manure for them to grow. 5. It is best soil for planting. That is, out of the three types of soil that I've just mentioned, loamy soil is the best for planting, and it is because of the following reasons. 1. It has good quantity of organic matter. It has good and moderate pore spaces for the air and water to circulate within the soil, and it also have what we call good aeration capacity. All these make it to be the best out of the three types of soil that I've just mentioned. So in our next class, we are going to look at the properties of soil.